It's time for our final match. Genius and NaNiWa, the two guys I predicted to get out of the group. Looks like I was wrong. Only one is going to move on. And
you were half right.
I was half right. We can just round up from there, and then that means I was basically right.
Is that what that does?
That's how you do it. So NaNiWa against Keen. Or excuse me. Yeah, that was a. Well, NaNiWa just played way better. NaNiWa played safer. NaNiWa.
No, he did.
He was the karate kid there, deflecting, like wax on, wax off. Every one of. What was that other kid? The kid he fought in the end. It's like really anticlimactic.
The douchebag, man.
The douchebag that he like beats him with the crane kick. I'm like, well, doesn't it look like he's going to do the crane kick? Why you just ran into that? Well, that was Keen with his SCVs. I don't know. How many Karate Kid movies are there now?
Well, there's I think there's 3 actual Karate Kids, and then there's that
not the one with Jackie Chan and that Will Smith's son.
Terrible.
If you want to laugh, you should actually watch the music video with Justin Bieber.
That's pretty
Will
funny.
Smith's son. I like actually. If you want to feel uncomfortable, I have tears in my eyes.
If you want to feel uncomfortable, watch the actual movie and watch the love story between a 9-year-old pretending he's 12 and a 12-year-old.
I thought the girl that played the 12-year-old was actually 15.
I think she was, because it looked like a 15-year-old and a 9-year-old.
It's so funny.
And I was just like, the whole time, I'm like, I just can't fathom, she could actually beat him up because he's so small.
That kid do push-ups and stuff. I'm like, you actually aren't supposed to be working out at this age. You know that? It actually will stunt your growth. That's what you're doing, Jackie Chan.
Listen, what Jackie Chan is doing is making a lot of money, and
actually,
I love Jackie Chan.
I respect that.
But that movie was terrible. God, was it bad.
All right. PvP, Genius against NaNiWa, the rematch. Genius managed to take NaNiWa out, but with some sneaky stuff. What does he have in store this time? I have no clue. If Genius moves on, he'll be that much closer to being in the finals yet again. If NaNiWa moves on, he'll be the only foreigner in the round of 8 in the GSL Code S.
I see you.
Special thanks to our sponsors. In the bottom right, we have our Protoss player, 1 of 2. He won the first series. Will he win this one? He is.
Genius.
Really exciting match to be casting here, guys. These two guys are so smart. Constantly trying to outdo each other. And in the upper right, he managed to beat Keen, but now he has to beat the person who already beat him in the first best of 3 from Sweden. His ideas. He has a very fitting blue color. Go with his nationality. NaNiWa looks intense.
Yeah.
Always, actually. But
he wants this so badly right now. You know what 2 rounds of 8s is right now? That's insane, man. That is so few people in the entire world can do that. If he gets 2 round of 8s in a row, that's damn, is that good?
Yeah.
Right now, very similar builds.
You notice he checked for the proxies there?
Yeah, NaNiWa checking just a little bit more.
Not this time, bro. Broham.
Broseph.
I can't think of anything else that goes with bro.
Everything goes with bro.
Yeah.
Can you not think anything else that goes with bro? By the way, these are the same exact builds except for an additional scout by NaNiWa because he doesn't trust Genius.
All right. I do feel like these are 2 of our smartest GSL players. I really do.
Yeah, they're both very
overall, just the way they handle the game, I love. It's actually too bad because I would like to see these guys later on in the tournament, but one of them is going to be gone, as hard as that is to believe.
By the way, exactly the same still, except Genius is making a Zealot. It's the only difference. All their timings are even the same.
All right, well, as you can see, they're both pretty good on this map, but Genius has got a little bit more success overall. I wonder if Genius had additional PvP builds planned. I don't think he probably did.
No, I think he probably focused on PvT after that first set.
He probably thought to himself, if NaNiWa beats me, then he's probably out of the group. You know?
Well,
but then he beat NaNiWa.
It really looks like he focused on PvT builds, especially because one of his builds in PvT was a double proxy gate. Which, I mean, that can definitely be something you plan out, but that's not something you really have to practice very much.
No, that's just
You're just like, all right,
That's
I know
actually
how
the
to do
difference
this.
between just focusing when you're doing a build.
Yeah. NaNiWa's second gate just a little bit quicker than Genius's.
NaNiWa is 3 on gas, correct, Artosis?
It was 2 for a little bit, but it's 3. Okay, Genius with a Twilight Council. There we go. Someone has chosen to tech path. NaNiWa looks like it's going to just be a Nexus. He's doing the same build he's been doing over and over, where he gets out a decent amount of early units, 3 Stalkers and a Sentry very quickly. And we'll have to see. He's actually going to go for it.
Ooh, a little bit of a
No one taking
back and
too
forth
much
there.
damage.
Yeah, nobody's going to lose more than shields here. He's going to follow us up with the robotics base. He's going to go for DT drop or something?
No, looks like he's going Blink
Blink into the
Ops
main?
again.
All right.
And Blink Ops is a great build for this map, like we were talking about before. You know, he does have that 1 Sentry, which is going to be... This is basically, they're both doing, I think, the exact same builds as before. Yeah. They're doing the exact same builds as we saw last time. And that was the game where Genius just played so unbelievably well. So it looks like they both have 1 build planned for this map in PvP. And
well, we'll see if NaNiWa can hold it off this time. I thought NaNiWa was actually going to hold Genius's build, but Genius's execution was just so good. He was everywhere.
Yeah, well, NaNiWa's defense was just perfect until Genius finally came up and got a force field on that ramp. And, you know, one time you force field that ramp and everything can just go wrong for the defender. PvP is unforgiving like that. You get ahead in units, man, and things are going to end. And in fact, NaNiWa just tried to scout, but Genius killed it with a couple Stalkers. So NaNiWa has no idea what build is coming right now. As far as he knows, it could be just a fast expansion as well.
So he's going to have to be in position. He's going to have to be perfectly ready. And this is a map that it's so easy to blink into the main. There's way more room to do main blinking.
It's so completely simple. And NaNiWa still has only seen 2 Stalkers. So he's actually, and Genius is moving his units in such a way that only 2 Stalkers can be seen at a time because he already showed 2 Stalkers. So this is, like, NaNiWa does not know yet. He's about to find out in a brutal way.
All right, he's coming in here now.
All right, NaNiWa has to walk down this ramp, and then he's going to be able to blink up. Where's that observer? Oh, it's a little bit late, just slightly late. He does have that Sentry as well. If NaNiWa can somehow get that Sentry, kill that Sentry off, he can take the game.
Now, also note...
he's just going straight for the force field, and he gets it. Oh, beautifully done. Genius pulls back that Sentry. NaNiWa tried so hard to snipe it. Some good force fields, though, bringing some of those Stalkers forward. He's got to bring that Sentry back up. Wait a minute. Did NaNiWa
he can blink into the main now.
NaNiWa got the... Somehow he snuck around and got it. I did not even see, but he got the Sentry.
Blinking into those Zealots. Yeah,
wow.
I didn't see him with the Sentry either. I have no clue.
NaNiWa is doing so well right now,
But
getting the Sentry and moving those Zealots down to catch some Stalkers.
All right, so NaNiWa just has to focus right now. It's a lot about unit control. He may try to blink up into the main. In fact, he's going to do that right now. But there is an Immortal over here. He's going to micro the Immortal back, hoping that the other Immortal can cover.
Losing, you know, as long as Genius can keep the Immortal count down to about 1 engaging at a time.
Nice fakey there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right, Tasis.
That was good.
Move.
Damn.
He's in great shape right now. I mean, both these players are in great shape, really. They're both playing unbelievably well at the moment.
Now remember, all NaNiWa has to do is survive this. Actually, as I said, that Genius is going to be expanding behind this.
Well, NaNiWa still certainly has to survive it. These Stalkers are dealing a ton of damage, but there are 2 Immortals out right now.
Genius with just really good control here.
Is he going to actually get that? No, not quite.
Nope.
Nice blink up.
All right, he's coming back around now. Now remember, the probe count's getting reduced so heavily for NaNiWa. This is a really well-done build here.
And in fact,
if
if
he
he
gets that
blinks
pylon,
down, if he blinks down, he's got to be careful. Okay, he's going to blink on that side. Good choice.
uh-oh. It looks like he might get trapped here.
And lost a few extra Stalkers from what he wanted. And, almost. All right, so now it's time to look at what damage was
dead
truly
even
done.
probe counts here.
Genius did kill 12 of the probes. But yeah, the probe counts are very close. Genius 32, NaNiWa 30, but Nano's Nexus is up, obviously, right now. So he's going to be able to catch up in those probes if he wants. And as far as unit counts go, Army is about same as far as value goes. But, of course, Blink does already exist.
All right, he's going to get this Observer
Genius.
now. All right, very nicely done here by NaNiWa. He has cleaned this up. This is not going to be the same kind of game that we saw in the previous two mirror builds. Well, not mirror builds, but you know what I mean, like mirror game for starts.
For him getting that sentry right away was just so important, because then, like, what, do you warp in another sentry right away? Then you don't have 2 additional stalkers, because it's really a gas-dependent thing a lot of the time. Just awesome play by NaNiWa here.
Yeah,
I love
really
how
good
he's
stuff.
adjusted himself. And in fact, you know, it's quite different from what we saw from Genius last time. He kept the harassment up so long that he just stayed on Mortals forever and eventually went to kill him. This time, as I mentioned before, if NaNiWa had grabbed an observer and killed off that other observer in the last time, I'm like, well, I think Genius would have gone into Colossi, and that's actually exactly what he's doing now. He's getting ready to go into Colossi. Still mixing in some Immortals, but realizes that he's going to have to tech up to those more powerful units. NaNiWa is going to go Colossi as well, but a little bit later, but also getting his Forge right away. So he's going to get that plus attack, which is unbelievably powerful when you're both going Colossi.
Well, I don't know. You know, these guys are both so good that, you know, I think it is going to come down to, once again, engagements. I think the decision-making so far has just been impeccable, you know? Thermal Lance now coming in here for Genius. So, as Artosa said, he will have a little bit of a Colossi lead. I think the unit's composition here for NaNiWa is going to be a little bit more balanced. But remember, you know, with all these Zealots out, once he gets 2 or 3 Colossi out here, the Zealots don't really do much. They just die to the lasers, and then, you know, that's it. Second Robo facility. Very nice choice by NaNiWa. That way he can stay ahead in Colossi now.
And
he won't have many Stalkers here or Sentries if he does that.
You know, one good thing about Genius's position here, other than being ahead in Colossi, having some Blink Stalkers on the map still, you know, you didn't lose them all. Still has 6, and once you start Colossi, you both stop Stalkers completely, okay? Zealots are much more worth the money. But these 6 Stalkers are actually going to give him map control basically for a very long time.
He could snipe sentries and stuff like that with this army too.
Yeah. Now, NaNiWa is getting a quicker second Robo, so they're going to be pretty even as far as Colossi go. Now, the next thing we're going to have to ask ourselves, when are these players going to take their third bases? And if someone takes the third base, will we actually see a timing from the other one? Because at this point, you either do something really sneaky, like switch into Void Rays. Both of them getting a second Robo, absolutely not going to happen. Or you take a third base, or you go for Charge Law, Archon, Colossus timings. And we're just going to have to see which they choose out of those.
All right, +1 attack here. And, yeah, I mean, they are two-basing hardcore, man.
But, you know, if you expand at this point right now and your opponent has, like, charge and walks in, you're kind of dead. You know, you need to actually get a decent amount of Colossi, so it's, like, impossible to attack you without someone being a little bit crazy.
Well, the thing is that this is actually why PvP generally has the least number of expansions for out of all the matchups in the game.
Certainly, yeah.
And
ZBZ
actually,
has one.
looks like now Genius is actually going to take the third base first. We'll see if NaNiWa moves out in an attempt to punish that.
Well, the question is, can NaNiWa actually punish that? Because Genius, you know, he has the high ground, he has Colossi, and he has the map control with the Stalkers, which can't be underestimated here. NaNiWa's having a hard time scouting anything right now. He does have one observer out, but if he moves it, it's like sitting still, but if you move the observer, if Genius is looking around that area, he's going to see where it is and go kill it because of his own observer.
It is 2 Immortals to 5. I mean, that is a pretty substantial difference. So if you can actually get those to arc around and hit the Colossi from a certain angle, that'll be really good for him.
Yeah. Also, right now, both of them on +2. We are going to have charge for both players here very shortly. And actually...
Oh, misblink. Whoa. Misblink there.
Ouch. A little bit painful.
Well, a lot of it painful. He has one Stalker out now, so no more map control for him.
That's right. The map control now gone. For Genius right now, let's see. Does he have... He does have the Templar Archives. I want to see if he's actually, when he starts mining a bit more gas, if we're going to see him mix in some Archons. Mostly a Charge Lot Colossus composition.
As far as Colossi count goes, it is 6-5 with Genius in the lead with 6. Actually 7 as I finish that sentence.
But NaNiWa finishing up a couple like right this second. So, oh wow, Genius is actually making 2 Immortals right now. So that means he's probably going to try to mix in more Archons. Trying to save gas by making Immortals instead. And in fact, there we go. One Archon already on the way.
Oh, NaNiWa's morphing in a couple of Zealots down here. That's a lot of Colossi, Artosis.
Yeah, you don't want to attack into that. But NaNiWa looks like... Well, what NaNiWa may do is poke and prod with the Colossi, hitting the front units for Genius, making Genius reposition and try to win like a little positional push.
Yeah, if you get at the angle where all your Colossi are hitting one of theirs, because they're going to have theirs set up at an angle that they expect you to come into, that can be tough to deal with too. Or as Artosis says, could be a little bit painful.
Yeah.
Now we have the Colossi moving. Oh! Whoa.
And that's a lot of damage on NaNiWa's Colossus. Genius definitely got the better end of that. In fact, I feel like NaNiWa really should be pulling back right now. This is not... he cannot attack up here. He's going to make some Archons, though.
Yeah, I think NaNiWa has a position now. NaNiWa should take a fourth.
I feel like NaNiWa should walk back onto some high ground and take a fourth. He's trying to still pick things off, but his Colossi are clumped. He's taking a lot of damage.
Every time they run away, they bunch up, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to go towards the second here.
By the way, Warp Prism speed on the way, that's so smart. When you get into these positions where you can't really attack each other.
He's actually going to drop into the expansion over here.
That's what you need to do when you can't attack each other. It becomes like a lot of trying to force him into bad positions with Warp Prisms. But Genius is just keeping too good a spread on the high ground. I think NaNiWa is just going to find that he can't attack.
All right, and he also can't warp in back at home because, as you can see, he's actually maxed out. Whoa!
Yeah, and that is an issue. He's going to have to decide what to do about that. He does have some cannons in really great positions right now, though, to help with that.
Well, NaNiWa is taking the fourth. His positioning not very good. Looks like he's going to try to come around here, hoping the Genius won't notice. Genius, of course, does.
He's even adding some cannons and Archons to this mix. NaNiWa trying to get the better position, but
this is intense, man.
The high ground, man, it just doesn't happen. In fact, NaNiWa is taking another base, and Genius deciding to come down with some additional Archons. NaNiWa trying to run around, so Genius has to reposition himself.
Now he's getting a Stargate now. Now he likes this angle here.
And, well, we're going to have to see how this splash goes. NaNiWa right now focusing his splash as best he can. The Archons all walking forward. Genius, though, with this warp in right here. A lot of Zealots coming in to the side, which is going to help him out immensely.
All right, now the Immortals can come up here and start shooting down the Colossi.
Oh, very well done by NaNiWa. Targeting these Colossi so well, and it looks like...
He gets this Robo Bay here, too.
He may be able to take this, Tasteless. He's in a great spot right now. There's a few extra Archons and Immortals doing a great job. Targeting his Colossi much better than Genius. Genius just out of position for a moment. And this is what NaNiWa can do to you.
This actually, I think, is actually going to be impossible to recover for for Genius. I mean,
you're definitely right on that.
He's just, he's dead.
Yeah. When he walked down that ramp, he was pushing NaNiWa back, but NaNiWa was already on his way to the other ramp, got a better position. And with that better position and slightly better micro, I think, did a great job. But wait a minute. NaNiWa just clumped up a little bit too much on those Colossi, lost a few extras, and is going to have to back up for now. But he's already going for his fleet beacon.
He is
that's important.
Sending Zealots over here now.
Ooh,
trying to take out NaNiWa's additional base. All right, he can warp in some units over there, but not if he loses the pylon.
Now NaNiWa is going to counterattack on the additional base of his opponent here.
All right, he's got to be careful. These Zealots not very helpful here. And except for absorbing damage.
Genius definitely going to have to go to the high ground here. And nice,
gets that one.
Zealot's revenge. But in the meantime, Genius going to take out two bases of NaNiWa, it looks like.
All right, well, Genius does not have an income anymore.
Oh, you're right.
He's actually just broke.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, he's just... I gotta say, Genius did a really good job handling himself, considering how behind he was. But I think that is checkmate.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He cannot even make a Nexus unless he long distance mines for a little bit.
I tell you, the crazy positional battles of Super Lake and PvP are crazy.
All right, it looks like Genius is going to try to break out here, hoping he can just kill off the other two bases, but I don't think it's going to work. Genius kind of looking around at the situation saying, do I have a plan? He does not. GG.
Well done by NaNiWa.
Great PvPs today.
He's one game from 2 top 8s in a row.
And that was a game where we actually got to go to the late game. We got to see who has better end game handling. And you know what? NaNiWa had much better handling. Even though Genius was really good.
Yeah.
He was really, really good. I mean, NaNiWa held up the Stalker, blink into the main, blink out.
Yep. He did a great handling of that, sniping that sentry. Genius went for such an earlier force field on that ramp. He did a lot better job the time where he harassed a bunch and then force field the ramp. He was able to do so much better. So interesting that he tried to mix up in that way. But that one move down he did, NaNiWa really punished him for it. He got into such good position. And Genius came through a little choke funnel, and the splash damage of the Colossi of NaNiWa just did too much. So really well played by NaNiWa. He was so patient that game and really earned it.
He really did. Well, our next map is going to be Antigua Shipyard. Well, what does Genius do now? I mean, I don't think he can do that proxy build again.
No, he's going to do something else. In fact, the way he was just looking there, I think he's thinking about what to do. I think he's saying, all right, I have to play this map again. What do I do this time? This is not a bad map for Blink Observer. Not as good as Cloud Kingdom, but not bad. Definitely a fine map for fast expansions.
I'm so eager to see who's going to win this, man. I have no idea. Genius could have won that last game. It was just one engagement. Let me tell you something, guys. If you don't play a lot of PvP, that is hard. If you get that many Colossi, like, how do you engage?
Oh, yeah, it's impossible.
Where do you target?
Hard,
where do you micro?
You mess up one click, one engagement wrong, and you just can lose. And that's what happened to Genius. Messed up one time. He was just in a choke one time when he shouldn't have been, and NaNiWa just smashed him for it.
Yeah.
Colossus Splash cannot be underestimated. Colossi is like the most ridiculous unit in PvP, man.
Well, it's funny because you get enough of them and there's just one laser zap.
Yeah, and just one volley, one extra volley can just win a game.
Whoever volleys first, you know?
Yeah. All
right, guys, let's do this. Can Genius come up with something, or is NaNiWa going to win this? I have no idea, but we're going to find out soon. Win this PvP, excuse me. We're in Seoul, Korea.